We are all made up of different experiences and cultures. Do you know which groups celebrate Heritage Months in October? Let's learn together.
When I have a worry-filled mind, I like to wander outside. No telling what we might find. Birds calling, worms crawling, leaves falling down from above. Oh, I plant my feet on the ground. I keep my head in the clouds. I let my feelings out loud. I hear joy calling, fear crawling, tears falling down out of love.
Welcome, friends. Thanks for joining me today. Let's start with a zones of regulation check-in. As a reminder, blue means that you are moving slowly. Green means you're feeling in control. Yellow means you feel like you're losing control. And red means you've lost control. You're not able to think clearly. Take a moment to listen to the messages that your body is sending you. For example, when I am in the yellow zone and feeling like I'm losing control, I start to feel upset in my stomach, my head starts to get a little cloudy, my thoughts get really busy. Do you notice what your body is telling you or where it's sending its messages? Some friends might feel similar to me and get an upset stomach or tummy. Some friends might feel it in their legs. Some friends might feel it in their face. Our bodies feel things differently and send messages in slightly different ways. So I want you to take a moment and listen to the message that your body is sending you right now. And tell me, what color zone are you in? You can tell me by saying the color, or you can grab an object that matches that color. I'm moving a little slowly today, feeling in the blue zone like this wiki stick or my sweater. I'm starting to approach the green zone. I can feel my brain clearing up a bit, but I think sometimes, especially in the morning, it takes my brain and body a little while to wake up and to feel really ready and feel really clear-headed or in control. Thanks for taking some time to check in on your zone as well. One thing that often helps me if I'm feeling in the blue zone or moving slowly is to do some exercises or movements or dance. Really just get my body up and moving, and usually that helps me move toward the green zone, feeling more awake, more focused, more confident. And so we have some date exercises to do, and hopefully it'll help me shift and move toward feeling more clear-headed or in control. Maybe it'll help you too. If not, it might just be fun or just good to help build our muscles. Our date today is 10/20/21, and that's where I am right now. That means the date is October 20th, 2021. Maybe you are watching this on a different day than when I made it, or maybe it's already tomorrow and it's the 21st of October. Whatever day it is for you, you can use that number when we exercise. Now, 10 exercises. Oh, I was mentioning that just dancing or moving could really help me. So why don't we just do 10 dance moves? They can be whatever dance moves you'd like. You can mix up a bunch of different dance moves. Let's just get our bodies up and moving. Let's do it for 10 counts, or to the count of 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we need 20 moves. How about 20 spins, you might get really dizzy. And so you can do spins with just your finger, you can do head spins, or you can spin your whole body if that feels good for you. I'm probably going to do some head spins because I think I'd get too dizzy if I did 20 full body spins, but maybe I'll do a little bit of both. Get creative. Let's do 20 spins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. Even just from spinning my head, I'm a little dizzy. Be careful if you are spinning around your whole body. Make sure you find your space safely. Now, I forgot to check in with Fig earlier. Fig is showing us what we will do 21 of. And they look like their body is standing tall, their arm is down, and their other arm is up and over. Will you make this shape with your body? We're going to do 21 side stretches, right, Fig? Thanks. Sorry, I missed you earlier. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, those stretches felt really nice on my sides. I wonder if that's why we call them side stretches. You can settle back into your space, and if you'd like to do some cool down breaths, we'll hear 3 bells. Each time you hear that bell, take a big breath in, fill your belly up, and then let it out nice and slowly. Let's do it. One more. Fabulous. Thanks so much for moving around and maybe waking up your body. I know that helped me wake up mine. Now, there are 3 countries or people groups that I want to share with you today. First, I'll show you their flags. I want you to make some observations. See what you notice. Next, I'm going to add the country, the actual land, the shape. I'm not going to use the name just yet, though. Keep making those observations and maybe some guesses. Okay, we're going to read a message and find out exactly what I'm talking about and which countries these flags and the land or the shapes represent. Ready? Dear curious kids, there are 3 groups of people that we are going to talk about and start to learn about today. Since the United States has so many delightfully diverse people, there is almost always someone or something to celebrate. In October, we recognize Italian American, Filipino American, and Polish American people who have come from their home countries of Italy, the Philippines, and Poland to find different opportunity, security, and home here. I'm grateful to be learning about our neighbors and our world with you. Love, Mrs. A. Maybe you knew some or all of these flags or countries, Italy, the Philippines, Poland. Maybe some of these cultures or countries are part of your heritage. Maybe you are Italian or Filipino or Polish. I have family that is Italian and Polish, and so I am also Italian and Polish. What about you? Cool. Now, if you're not sure, that's okay. You can check with your grown-ups, or you might have to do some of your own research. You might have to connect with your family beyond your grown-ups. They might not know. Or you might be in a situation where you live with your grown-ups that are not the people who maybe gave birth to you, not your direct biological mom or dad. You might be adopted or living in a foster home. That means that there are other people in the world or community who care for you and who are loving you, but they may not have the same exact family history as you. So you might have to do some of your own research or ask your grown-ups if they know or if they've done their research too. Now, it is not uncommon for many of us in the United States to have grandmas or grandpas or great-grandfathers and great-grandmothers or great-great-great-grandparents that came here to the United States from a different country. For example, my father came from a different country. He came from Greece. And my great-grandmother came from a different country. She came from Russia. And my great-grandfather came from a different country. He came from Italy. And I have a book that I want to share with you because it's a really great example of many people's stories. Now, it may not be as common today that every single person is coming from a different country, but it was very common or very typical for people to travel from other places, for example, Italy or the Philippines or Poland and many more, and they would come from their countries to New York. And that's why on this cover, you'll notice the Statue of Liberty. It was very common because in New York, there's a place called Ellis Island where many people immigrate to. That means they come from other places to the United States. And Ellis Island was kind of like the first stop, the checkpoint, where people would share their information, would explain why they're coming, and then they'd be able to join the United States. And so this book, although it is specific to one family and is connected to an Italian family, to talk about Italian-American history month, this is a story that is actually probably pretty common in many other families, even if those families are not Italian or don't have history from Italy. This is called All the Way to America, the story of a big Italian family and a little shovel by Dan Yaccarino. And I'll share just a few pages with you, but what I love most about this, besides of course the really sweet illustrations, is that it's a story that walks you through many generations. So the author actually starts talking about their great-grandparents right at the first page. And then as you read on, you'll learn about their grandparents and their parents and them and their children and all of the different generations, all of that family history that we've been talking about. And so we'll just read a few pages, but I would definitely recommend you check out this book or other books or stories like it. My great-grandfather, Michele Icarino, grew up on a farm in Sorrento, Italy. When he was a boy, his father gave him a little shovel so he could help tend the zucchini, tomatoes, and strawberries that his family sold in the village. They worked very hard, but they were always very poor. Where do you see them working? Yeah, on a farm it looks like, right? There are many rows of crops. I see some animals helping pull some hay in wagons. Now this happened many years ago in Italy, right? This is the author's great-grandfather. But this is not an uncommon story today. There are many people who work on farms, especially farms in the United States and farms in Central and South America, who work very, very hard all day long, no matter the weather. And they are not paid very well, just like his family. He said they worked very hard, but are still very poor. And so that's something that makes me think, what can we do to help all of these farmers and all of these incredibly hardworking people make sure that they have money to take care of themselves and their family after a really long and hard day's work? Maybe you're curious about that too. And so when he was young, Michel left Italy and went all the way to America in search of new opportunities. Work hard, his father told him, handing him the little shovel. But remember to enjoy life. And never forget your family, his mother said. She hugged him and gave him their few family photographs and her recipe for tomato sauce. Do you have some special things in your family that were shared by your parents or your grandparents? Oftentimes there are family recipes or small objects or trinkets like this shovel that may be passed down from generation to generation. And as I said, we're not going to read it all, but I'll just flip through a few pages. You can see he's on his journey to New York, Ellis Island. He's found a home to live in. He works hard. And I'm going to bring you up a little bit closer to the present day, where we have his son, Dan. Dan loves cooking, and it leads him to open a restaurant. He made pizza, eggplant parmesan, and spaghetti, all with his grandmother's tomato sauce, of course. Dan's son, Mike, would like to help out in the kitchen after school. And I love this page because it talks about how Dan uses his grandmother's recipe, his grandmother from Italy, and his son Mike is helping, and he's involved here too. And so I know I've talked before about how families have history and connections and culture and experiences, and I think this is a really great illustration of that, a great example of how we are all connected to our family. So I don't want to give it all away, but if you grab this book from your library or from your local bookstore, it's a really great example and story of how our family and their experiences and their history is all connected to us as well. All right, my friends, our mindful moment today is all about listening. And I thought it would be fun if we listened to a song by Polish performers. And there are some songs or types of music that are really common to Poland. And maybe you've heard this type of music before, or maybe it will feel brand new. That's okay either way. What I'd like you to do is maybe close your eyes or look down and just listen to the different sounds. Make some observations. What do you notice? What do you think about? Try your best to really just focus on the music. We'll do this for 1 minute. What did you notice about that music? Was there anything interesting or surprising to you? What was your mind thinking, or what was your body doing as you were listening? Awesome. Thanks for taking that moment to practice mindfulness and really just be present. Really focus on using your senses and trying to lessen the load of your mind. Oftentimes there are so many different things going on, and when we get an opportunity to be mindful or be present, we usually are able to give our brains a break to focus on just one thing really well. So thanks for giving that a try today. I hope that you make it a wonderful rest of the week, and I want to send you off with some love, a hug if you'd like one, and I will see you next time.